create relationships that allow people to, in the way you're discussing, Mr. Reed, view these issues through an objective and a colorblind lens. It's difficult to do that, of course, when the media provokes emotions, animosity, but at the same time, we have to be proactive in getting people to see things clearly. During the George Zimmerman, Trayvon Martin case, that was a scary period for me because I saw emotions come up in people who I felt were otherwise rational that, were a bit frightening. I supported the verdict because I felt that there was certainly reasonable doubt as to whether or not Mr. Zimmerman had acted in malice. I wasn't there. I'm not a person who claims to know 100% one way or the other what happened, but I knew that there was reasonable doubt. In this case, with the Michael Brown shooting, I am skeptical. Some of the forensic evidence is in. The young man was shot, I think, half a dozen times, according to what I understand, in the back, it seems, and so it may be a different situation. Well, according to what I heard reported, and there are many reports floating out, some of them may be disingenuous, but my point is simply this. You have to look at the facts objectively, whatever they are. But the broader issue is just the fact that our country is so socially frayed because of ethnic tensions, because of media outlets that thrive on polarity, that thrive on division. What we have to focus on is showing one another, whether we're black or white or inner city or suburban, Republican, Democrat even, that we're all human beings and we need to relate to each other as such. That's what's missing. And I love the fact that we have a debate format here where we can really get into the weeds and the details of these issues. But I guarantee you, it's not just enough to win the factual argument. We've got to create relationships. And this is what I do in Watts. This is what I do in South Los Angeles, because the police, folks living in the projects, you've got to create space for us to be able to understand who we are on a human level, because otherwise people will hate each other without getting to know one another. And that's why you wind up having kids like Michael Brown. And I saw the video. The media is trying to portray him as being, like you said, sort of this entirely innocent young man. He wasn't that. But his death is still a tragedy because now he'll never have the opportunity to change his life. I'm not necessarily blaming the officer for it. Maybe he was justified, maybe he wasn't. But I am blaming a societal structure that allows for inner city people and African Americans and minorities and many Latinos to be subjugated to an educational system that is based on encouraging mediocrity, in my opinion, social spending programs that are anchoring people of color into the bottom of the socioeconomic ladder without ever giving them chance or incentive to get to a higher station in life. These are the issues that we have to be confronting, but it'll never happen unless we create relationships that are truly colorblind. So I applaud what you say, and that's my perspective.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
I'm afraid we're out of time. I know we feel like we're just getting warmed up, but we're out of time for this segment of our program today. We're actually a little over time. I just have one last question for John Wood, who's also going to be speaking to us for a few minutes, about his candidacy for Congress running against Maxine Waters. Oh, wow.
You gave away the punchline.
My question regarding Ferguson, has Maxine Waters weighed in, and what did she say, and what is your comment on her comment?
I actually haven't heard her make any particular remarks about it. I said I haven't heard her make any particular remarks about the case in Ferguson. Maybe I just missed it. She's usually pretty vocal about these sorts of things, but I have to say I'm not aware of any particular remarks she may have made.
Okay, because I remember very clearly during the Rodney King riots that she was front and center in front of the camera blaming Bush.
Right.
Bush
Senior.
Bush. Okay, that concludes our discussion and debate forum. Thank you very much. And